Hello all. We'll start with another topic, which is a continued part of queuing models. So today we are going to talk about the average time spent in a system per customer, that is W. Okay. So now in the last class we have discussed about long-term stay or average time spent in a particular system. Okay. So now in this particular topic, if we want to simulate a particular system for a particular period of time, that is, assume that the following times, so for example W1, W2, W3 up to Wn are being recorded for individual customer or every customer who spends some time in a system between 0 to t. So this is what the problem statement is all about, where this n is the total number of arrivals during 0 to t. Say for example, if it is n is equal to 10, so 10 different customers have arrived between 0 to 20 if the value of t is equal to 20. Okay, and for all these particular customers, the average time spent in a system per customer. Okay, so we have n number of customers, and every customer will spend some time. So average system time, it will be calculated by equal to 1 by n, sigma of I is equal to 1 to n wi. Okay, so that is what we will call it as the average time spent in a system per customer is called as average time, and which is already given here, which is given by ordinary simple average, which is w cap. Okay, I will call with this equation number say 4. So W cap is equal to now 1 by n equal to 1 by n, sigma of I is equal to 1 to n Wi. Now for stable systems, this value of n will tends to infinity. Okay, when n is equal to infinity, then the W cap will tend to W with the probability 1. So in such case, W is called as long run average system time. Okay. Why it is long run? Since n is equal to infinity. Now, if you consider a system which is under consideration that contains only Q alone, okay, only Q alone. So then I can write this W cap tends to W, and alone, then equation 5 and equation 6 can be written as, say, WQ cap is equal to I is equal to 1 to n Wi to the power of q tends to WQ. Okay, tends to infinity. So this I will call it as equation number 6. Now, if you look at in this, Wi to the power of q is nothing but, okay, the total number of customers, the total time customer I spends in a waiting in a queue. That is, the total waiting time will be represented by Wi to the power of q. Okay, so now WQ cap is observed average time spent in a queue. That is the total. We can call it as delay. WQ is the observed average time spent in a queue, and WQ is the long run average delay per customer. Okay, WQ is different and W cap Q is different. Now, if you look at this, the value of W cap and WQ are usually influenced by the total number of initial conditions at a time t is equal to 0, and also the runtime length or run length t. Okay, so now this is about the average time spent in a system per customer. Now consider one example which we have shown here, example number 2, where you have n is equal to 5. Okay, 5 different customers we have, and the customers arrive, W1 is equal to 2 and W5 is equal to 20 minus 16, that is 4. So you have 4 different customers, sorry, 5 arrivals with the W1 is equal to 2 and W5 is equal to 4. Now I have not identified W2, W3, W4 because unless this cannot be computed unless more is known about the system. I'll assume that W1, I know the details of W1 and W5, but I don't know about more about the W2, W3, W4. Now assume that the system has a single server and first in first out queuing discipline. Okay, so now this implies that the customer will depart from the system in the same order in which they have arrived. So that is what your first come first serve is all about. Each jump upward of L of t in a figure 2 represents an arrival. Okay, each jump, so it is 2, it is 4, like this. Okay, in L of t value. Okay, now from this I can observe that the arrivals occur at 0, 3, 5, 7 and 16. Okay, and the departure will also occur at 2, 8, 10, say 14. From the figure you know the departure may or may not have occurred at a time t is equal to say 20 in this particular uh, table. Now under these assumptions, it is apparent that a W2 is equal to 5, W3 is equal to 5, W4 is equal to 7, and therefore, if you look at no, for all these 5, so W cap is equal to 2 plus 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 4, which is 4.6 units. So this is how you are trying to find out the average time spent. So now after finding out the arbitrary customer spends usually on average of 4.6 time units. So basically for a particular customers, for all the customers you are going to find out the average. Okay. So this is the average time which is obtained here from 4.6 time minutes. So that is what here. Now, that as the time spent in the waiting line, it can be computed that W1 to the power of q, because I don't know. W1, W2 is equal to 0, W3 is equal to 8 minus 5. So like this, you are going to calculate the values for W1 to the power of q, W2 to the power of q, like this. Okay. Now with this, I can find out W cap is equal to, from this particular formula, I can calculate uh, 0 plus 0 plus 3 plus 3, 0 by 5 whole divided by 5 it is. So what you will get, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 whole divided by 5, which is equal to 1.2. Okay, so this is now how we are going to find out the value of WQ. Okay. Now there is another important part which is called as be a question like briefly illustrate about the conservation law. So which is L is equal to lambda W. Now for the system which we have shown here, the figure number 2. Um, Okay, where n is equal to 5 arrivals and t is equal to 20 units, and thus observed arrival rate is equal to n by t. So here observed arrivals is equal to total time is 20 divided by number of sorry, Total number of arrivals is n, and the total time is say 20. So here lambda cap is given by n by t, that is 1 by 4, which is the value n is equal to 5 and t is equal to 20. So we lambda cap is equal to 1 by 4 customer per unit. Now you recall that L is equal to 1.15, W cap is equal to 4.6. So how you are getting this 1.15? That is, if you look at this particular problem, okay, somewhere we have done that. Is it this value? Okay, so which is 1.15, and W cap what we have identified as 4.6. Okay, 4.6 here. The same problem illustration I am doing with L is equal to lambda with the conservation. So now recall the values L cap is equal to 115. So I can it follows that L is equal to lambda into W. Okay. Now this particular L cap is equal to lambda cap W cap is not a coincidental. That is the relationship between L and lambda and W is not coincidental. So you can apply this particular method for a particular queuing system or entire subsystem also, regardless of the number of servers which are there, whether it is a single channel, whether it is a number of more number of parallels are there, or whatever it is. The queuing discipline, whether it can be first in first out, last in first out, priority based, so any kind of discipline, and other any special circumstances. Now in the same figure, if I write down here, this is the system time Wi for a single server values. So here in the previous part I have taken W1 is equal to 2, W2 is equal to from here 3 to 8, that is 5. So here it is W3 is equal to from say 5 to 8, like this. These are all the values of W1, W3, W4 and all. So in the particular equation 7, which I got, L is equal to lambda cap W cap. So if t tends to infinity and n tends to infinity, in that case it will become L is equal to lambda W. Okay. So now where lambda cap is equal to lambda, and lambda is called as long run average arrival rate. Okay. So this is what lambda cap is, just average arrival rate. So but here the lambda, when you take t tends to infinity and n tends to infinity, then it is called as lambda is called as the run average arrival rate. So now this L is equal to lambda W is called as conservation, which is always attributed to little kind of objects. Okay. So now in figure 3, so that we are going to see now in this particular figure, uh, L of t exactly as in the figure, okay, with each customer's time in the system. So this figure 3 is, if you look at, it is similar to what we have seen in the first figure, that is figure number 2. Only addition is now we have taken the number of time spent by particular say customer. So where Wi is represented by a rectangle, this representation again assumes a single server system with P4 queuing discipline. Okay, these rectangles for third and fourth customers are 2 and 3 separate pieces. If you look at this, look at here, for a particular customer, this is uh, 2 and 3 are different separate square boxes. Okay, third and fourth customer. Third, okay, third customer and fourth customer are separate. Now, so if ith rectangle has height I and length wi for each I is equal to 1 to n, then the total system time of all customers is given by the total area under number in the system function, that is L of t. Okay, so that is, how can I write it? Sigma of I is equal to 1 to n wi, which is equal to 0 to t L of t dt. Okay, so which is area under consideration, so that I will call it as equation number 9. Now combining the equation number 2 and 4, okay, which with the lambda and t. So here we have the equation number 2 as okay, this is your equation number 4. Okay, and I have equation number 2 as this one. So if I add combine these two with the lambda is equal to this, you can, okay, combining these two with this, I will get it like L cap is equal to 1 by t 0 to t L of t dt, which is equal to n by t into 1 by n sigma of I is equal to 1 to n wi, which is equal to lambda cap w cap. Now, so this is what the final, the combined equation for the conservation equation, that is L is equal to lambda W. Now this is here the more important thing is you need to remember all these particular, the equations how we are going to apply. Okay, next is the server utilization. So again, you will have two different notice. You have to notice two different things. One is row cap and one is row. Row cap is observed server utilization defined over specified period of a time. So I can define server utilization as the proportion of time that server is busy. So that is what we are aware of, how to find out the busy time of particular server. The server utilization is denoted by a row cap and is defined over the specified time interval 0 comma t. Now the long run server utilization is denoted by a row, okay, for some systems, for that systems which will exhibit the long run stability. So in that case I can write row cap tends to row as t tends to infinity. So this is what I told for stable systems. So now server, this is in general I was talking about what is meant by server utilization and all. Now if you look at the server utilization for different queuing systems, so one such example I have taken, which is a single server, a general system, that is server utilization in G bar 1 bar infinity queues. Now consider any single server queuing system with the following notations. One, points are you have to consider these these points, that is average arrival rate lambda customers per unit. Okay, then average service time is equal to 1 by mu, okay, where E of S. And for a queuing system which is having infinite capacity and infinite calling population, then this E of S 1 by mu implies that when busy, the server is working at the rate of mu customers per unit on average. Okay, this is for on average. So here mu is called as our service rate. at what time, how much rate, at which rate the service is being provided to the customer. Now, you consider the server alone, if you consider as a subsystem, that can be considered as a queuing subsystem in itself. So hence, no, the conservation equation L is equal to lambda can be applied. Now these are all some things you need to remember, where for some stable systems, average arrival rate to the server is denoted by lambda s, must be identical to the average arrival rate to the system. So that is what, the for stable systems. So that is usually this value of lambda s is less than or equal to lambda, where the customers cannot be served faster than the arrival rate. Okay. So now if lambda s is less than lambda, then it indicates that the waiting line will tend to grow in length at an average rate of lambda minus lambda s customers per unit. So in such cases, we will have an unstable system. Now, if you consider for the server subsystem W, the average system time is equal to W, which is E bar ES, which is equal to mu E inverse. Okay. Now, for the figure 4, which we have shown here. Okay, sorry. Okay, this particular figure, if you look at it is more or less parallel. So for this figure 4, for the system which is there initially, uh, it is shown like this, where actual number of customers in the system is either 0 or 1 as shown in the figure. Now hence the average number LS of cap can be written as 1 by T, 0 to T, L of T minus LQ of T. Okay. So you know what is L of T and LQ of T. Total number of customers who are waiting in the system minus total number of people who are waiting actually in the queue. So that is, I can, if you write down this, simplify this, you will get LS of cap equal to T minus T naught divided by T. Okay. Now this is what the figure what I was talking about. Okay. So now, in general, for a particular single server queuing system, uh, the average number of uh, customers being served at an arbitrary point in the time is equal to server utilization. The average number of customers being served at a particular point of time is the time equal to the server utilization. So if you look at in this, as t tends to infinity, so ls of cap is equal to rho cap tends to ls, so which is equal to rho. So that is server utilization. Now combining this L, these two equations with L is equal to lambda W for a particular server, you will get rho is equal to lambda into ES, which is equal to lambda by mu, which is in my equation number 10. Okay, so just one analogy, that is the long run server utilization in single server queue is equal to the arrival rate divided by average service rate. So this is what one thing that you need to remember. So here, for a final single server queue to be stable, the arrival rate lambda, and it should be less than the service rate. So then only the server, there should not be any queue. So that is lambda is less than mu, or in general I can write rho is equal to lambda by mu, which is less than 1. Okay. Now consider the queuing system with the C identical servers. So now whatever till now I was talking about, it was for a single server. Now you consider a system which is uh, contains a number of servers. Then in that case, if any arriving customer finds more than one server idle, then the customer chooses server without favoring any particular server. So there is no question of favoring and all. It is only to identify whichever a particular server if are free, then choice of server might be left to customer, that too in random. So there is no like, if there are two different servers are idle, 2 and 3, it is not mandatory that first two is will be chosen and later 3. So randomly anyone, either 2 or 3, can be chosen for getting a service. Now, assume that the arrival occurs at time lambda from infinite calling population. So that is here now infinite calling population, and each server works at the rate of mu customers per unit. So this is what the condition here. Okay. Now from equation 8, so if you look at equation number 8 is L is equal to lambda W. So if this is applied only to the server subsystem alone, then the which is an argument similar to one given in single server. From this I can write that average number of busy servers. So if I name it as LS, so LS is given by lambda into E of S, which is given by lambda by mu. Okay, so this I will call it as equation number 2. Now clearly that indicates that this number of busy servers should be always greater than or equal to LS, greater less than or equal to C. Okay, so now the long run average server utilization so can be defined as rho, which is equal to LS by C, which is from this. Now I know LS is equal to lambda by mu, so that I can write rho equal to lambda by C mu, which is equation number 13. So now this is 0 less than or equal to rho less than or equal to 1. If you look at this, the utilization rho can be interpreted as the proportion of and time arbitrary server busy in the long run. That is how much time the server is busy during the long run. Now consider one such example which talks about the server utilization of a particular system. You look at here, the customers arrive at a random to license bureau at the rate of lambda per 50 customers per hour. That is the number of customers who are arriving to the particular system is 50 per hour. But if you look at there are 20 clerks, each serving mu is equal to 5 customers per hour on average. So now there are 20 customers who are going to serve for 5 customers per hour on average. Okay, so now you have these two values. Now calculate a long run or steady state average utilization of a server and the average number of busy servers. Now with this I can say that the first one I can write rho is equal to LS by C, where C is equal to C into mu. Okay, in this case. So here the number of customers, that is 20, this clerks is 20 into they are going to serve 5 customers per hour. So that is what the given value. So 50 number of customers, that is 0.5, and average number of BJ servers is equal to LS, that is lambda ES, which is equal to this one 50 divided by 5, which is equal to 10. So this is from equation number 12 I have obtained it, and this I have obtained it from equation number 13 in the given the previous slide. Now this is how we are going to find out some small problems based on the typical problems. Now, so there is another one which talks about uh, uh, One last topic which talks about the steady state behavior of an infinite population. Markovian models are general models. So in this, the steady state solution of a number of queuing models can be solved very mathematically. Now, if you look at for an infinite population models, the arrival rate is are assumed to follow the Poisson's process. You know what is the Poisson's process? With the rate lambda arrivals per unit. That is, entire arrival times are assumed to be exponentially distributed. When exponentially distribution, the lambda value is equal to mean value will be 1 by lambda. So this we are already aware of it. Okay. Now in this, I can say that service times may be exponentially distributed. That is m, or arbitrarily, or even you can call it as general. So queuing discipline here is first in, first out. Since this is exponential distributional assumptions on arrival process, the models are said to be Markovian models. So these are all three different assumptions. Now, if you look at or you consider a particular system, that particular system is said to be statistical equilibrium or steady state if the probability of that system is in the state is not time dependent. Okay, the probability may not be a time dependent. So in that case, I can write p of L of t equal to n equal to Pn of t, which is equal to Pn, which is independent of t. So just to remember this formula, it is more than sufficient. Now, these particular systems may use refined analysis. So I'll tell you later point of time what is refined analysis. So the simulation may then used for more refined analysis. However, this can be remembered that a mathematical analysis provides the true value for a particular parameter L cap. Okay. So on other hand, the complex system for a particular complex system, the simulation model is always a faithful representation than the mathematical model. So that is why now if you look at, there are more number of the systems which will be represented by a simulation model in the real time. Now, if you look at another equation which is given as steady state parameter L, that is average number of customers in a particular system can be represented by L equal to n sigma of n is equal to 0 to infinity n Pn. I will call this as it is name it one equation. Now the service times have 1 over mu and the variance is equal to sigma square. For a single server, you know that what is the mean value? Mean is equal to 1 by uh, lambda and the variance is equal to sigma square for a single server. Now, in this, if the value of p is equal to lambda by mu minus 1, then the MGIQ has a steady state probability with the steady state characteristics which are given below. Okay, so this is what bar infinity, bar infinity. So that is where it is, the value of calling population and the value of K, system capacity, are infinity. Okay, so now this is the one thing that you need to remember. So there are so many number of formulas which I have come across with. So m bar, g bar, 1 q. So these are all the formulas. Rho equal to lambda by mu. L is equal to, you can write it as rho plus p square plus rho sigma square mu square uh, divided by 2 into 1 minus rho. So these are all the formulas that you need to remember, but there are no such problems which are going to solve this or which are going to be used this in this particular section. Okay, now another one, uh, which talks about single server only, single server with Poisson's arrivals, with the Poisson's arrivals. Okay, at the same time, if you look at a single server and that too with the Poisson's arrivals and unlimited capacity, so this is what the given is, the values are. So lambda is equal to lambda is less than mu. The quantity rho is equal to lambda by mu, which is a server utilization or long run proportion of time server is busy. From the table, we have seen in the previous table that rho is equal to 1 minus rho or rho equal to p minus 1. So you check out what kind of 1 minus p not equal to 1 minus p not equal to rho. I can write with this. So, table 1 minus p not equal to rho, which can be interpreted as the steady state probability. Now we know that L minus LQ is equal to rho, which is a time average number of customers which are being served. Okay, now this is one example where you need to find out the steady state time average number of broken machines. So where the rate lambda is equal to 1.5 per hour and the standard deviations are given, which is equal to 20 minutes, and the single mechanic can take average, that is average time of 30 minutes for which is a repair time. So now with this you need to find out this particular aspects. Okay. Now look at this particular problem. Now with this, as I told you earlier in the previous problem, the mean service is equal, service time is 1 by mu, which is equal to 1 by 2 hours. Okay. Service rate is mu is equal to 2 per hour, which is given in the problem. So sigma square is equal to, this is the formula where if you look at the formulas, sigma square is equal to, sorry, is equal to 20 square minutes. Minute square is the present rate, this one. So this is equal to 1 by 9 hour, 1 by 9 per hour per square. So now uh, if you look at with this, the customers are widget markers in the given problem, and the model is m bar g bar 1. Only mean value and variance are known, so no, not the distribution. So we can write with this is p is equal to a bar p, which is 1.5 divided by 2. So you are going to get 0.75, or this is what the values are. Now in the previous problem, in the same problem, we know that the proportion of the time is given by lambda by mu from the formula, so which is equal to 0.75. Okay, so now with this I can calculate L as equal to 0.75 uh, 1.5 whole square into bracket 0.5 whole square plus 1 by 9 from the given from the previous equations. So with this I will calculate a value of L equal to 2.375 minutes. So with this I can say that the observer who notes the state of a repair system at arbitrary times will find that average of 2.375 broken machines. Okay. Another example which we are aware of it, which is Abel's and Baker problem, wherein which there are two workers completing for a job. Abel claims the average service time that is faster than the Baker, what we have seen, and Baker claims to be consistent, even if it is not fast. So arrivals are occurring according to the Poisson's ratio, that is lambda is equal to 2, which is 1 by 30 minutes. Okay. Now, able statistics are average service time of 24 minutes with a standard deviation of 20 minutes, which is given. And this is also the Baker service statistics are 25 minutes, but the standard deviation is only 2 minutes. So now, if average length of a queue is a criteria for hiring these two, so which one you are going to hire? So for able, lambda is equal to 1 by 30, 1 by mu is equal to 24. lambda square is equal to 20 square, that is 400. Okay. So now this is for uh, Baker, and now you can apply the formula L of Q in the given equations. Here L of Q is equal to rho square or lambda, any one of these two. So now applying these two formulas here, okay, 1 by 30 square. So applying this particular formula, you are going to get 2.711 customers. Okay, so now for Able, these are all the values. For Baker, okay, now LQ is equal to this one. So now with this, we can say that no, which is better, that is 2.711 customers are better.